Good Thursday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it over the hump, and we're in the home stretch towards the weekend, an extended weekend for a lot of you. But, of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Thursday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, being part of my conversation with the one and only LaWanna Bradford of the Bradford Group. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Thursday headlines. In national news, 8 dead in shooting at rail yard serving Silicon Valley. An employee opened fire Wednesday at a California rail yard serving Silicon Valley, killing 8 people before ending his own life, authorities said. The suspect was an employee of the Valley Transportation Authority, which provides bus, light rail, and other transit services throughout Santa Clara County, the largest county in the Bay Area. The attacker was identified as a 57-year-old man, according to 2 law enforcement officials. Investigators offered no immediate possible motive of the case. The shooting took place around 6:30 a.m. at a light rail facility in San Jose, next door to the Sheriff's Department and across a freeway from the airport. The facility is a transit control center that stores trains and has a maintenance yard. Sheriff's spokesperson said the attack resulted in multiple major injuries. He did not know the type of weapon used or whether the gunfire happened indoors or outdoors. He said the victims included VTA employees. Authorities did not release any of the victims' names. These folks were heroes during COVID-19. The buses never stopped running. VTA didn't stop running. They just kept at work, and now we're really calling on them to be heroes a second time to survive such a terrible, terrible tragedy, the Santa Clara County Supervisor said on Wednesday. Police vehicles and orange crime scene tape blocked off the area, and reporters were kept at a distance. The rail yard is in the city's administrative neighborhood, next to the Sheriff's Department and city and county offices. Bomb squads were searching the rail complex after receiving information about possible explosive devices inside the building. VTA trains were already out on morning runs when the shooting occurred. Light rail service was to be suspended at noon and replaced with bus bridges, agency chairman Glenn Hendricks told a press conference on Wednesday. In more national news, Biden asked U.S. intel officials to investigate COVID-19 origin. President Joe Biden on Wednesday asked U.S. intelligence officials to redouble their efforts to investigate the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic, including any possibility the trail might lead to a Chinese lab. After months of minimizing that possibility as a fringe theory, the Biden administration is responding to both U.S. and world pressure for China to be more open about the outbreak. Biden asked U.S. intelligence agencies to report back on their findings within 90 days. He directed U.S. national laboratories to assist with the investigation and called on China to cooperate with international probes into the origin of the pandemic. Republicans, including former President Donald Trump, have promoted the theory that the virus emerged from a laboratory accident rather than naturally through human contact with an infected animal. In more national news, Karine Jean-Pierre makes history giving White House briefing. Karine Jean-Pierre on Wednesday became only the second black woman in history to take over the role of press secretary. Jean-Pierre, the White House principal deputy press secretary, had briefed reporters aboard Air Force One, but Wednesday marked her first time before the lectern for a televised briefing. It's a real honor to be standing here today, Jean-Pierre told reporters when asked about her historic turn. Clearly the president believes that representation matters, and I appreciate him giving me this opportunity. Judy Smith, who served as deputy press secretary to President George H.W. Bush in 1991, was the first black woman to take on the role. In international news, India virus death toll passes 300,000, third highest in the world. India crossed another grim milestone this week, with more than 300,000 people lost to the coronavirus, while a devastating surge of infections appeared to be easing in big cities, but was swamping the poorer countryside. The milestone, as recorded by India's health ministry, comes as slowed vaccine deliveries have marred the country's fight against the pandemic, forcing many to miss their shots, and a rare but fatal fungal infection affecting COVID-19 patients has worried doctors. And finally, in entertainment news, Amazon To Buy Mgm studio behind James Bond and Shark Tank. Online shopping giant Amazon is buying MGM, the movie and TV studio behind James Bond, Legally Blonde, and Shark Tank with the hopes of filling its video streaming service with more stuff to watch. Amazon is paying $8.45 billion for MGM, making it the country's second largest acquisition after it bought grocer Whole Foods for nearly $14 billion in 2017. The deal is the latest in the media industry that's aimed at boosting streaming services to compete against Netflix and Disney+. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Imagine yourself in the other person's shoes. Harmonious interactions begin by relinquishing your own needs and recognizing the needs of others. Conversations and relationships are not always easy or pleasant. Truly balanced discussions come from a point of middle ground, with both people listening and learning from the other. You must assess the needs of your friends or partners to allow yourself to see your own ideas are not always correct. When you stubbornly refuse to see all sides of any issue, you remain stuck in your lack of understanding. Considering someone else's feelings and what is going on in their life makes it easier for you to understand where they are coming from and smooth any friction that arises. Today, take a deep breath and imagine yourself in the other person's position as you go about and enjoy the day.
LaWanna Bradford of the Bradford Group is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. LaWanna Bradford of the Bradford Group rejoined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her 15th anniversary and what it's been like for her to do work that she loves. Here's a bit of our conversation. People know you for so many different types of things. They know you for, of course, organizations you've been able to build. They know you because, you also have an interview series. You have your own show. You have, you've been able to do so many things. You're a co-author. But you are, as I mentioned, the principal of the Bradford Group. What has that been like for you, LaWanna, to see how you've been able to build a business and brand that has expanded even outside of your industry?
It's been wonderful, Cyrus, and we are just celebrating 15 years in business. So this has just been a year of highs for us, to look back on surviving 2007, 2008 mortgage crisis. We're a mortgage company, and to reposition ourselves during the pandemic to always remain relevant in the eyes of our clients and prospective clients.
So let's talk about that 15 years, which is an extraordinary amount of time. And for those who are just, and again, I meant what I said, LaWanna, there are people who are going to be like, the Bradford Group, what's that? I know her from this or that. So, so let's talk about that. 15 years ago, where did the idea for the Bradford Group come from?
It actually started with my brother, Harlan Bradford. He founded the company. And I was still in corporate. So when I left corporate, I came on board to only help him develop the compliance and get processes in place because we were really building up our workforce. And we ended up growing to 18 loan officers. And the more I became knowledgeable of the industry, I said, well, wait a minute, how can I become literally a part of the Bradford Group?
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll have you guys on tomorrow to wrap up this week. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.